Hello, I'm very happy to take the time to introduce you to a new version of Routine. Now, this version is quite interesting in the sense that it brings a number of new features, but there are also a lot of improvements, bug fixes, etc., which I won't go into the details. You can check the change log. I'm really going to focus on three new functionalities that really make Routine completely different from what you've known. So let's jump right in. What I'm talking about more specifically is collaboration. So if you go to settings now, you will have the ability to create other organizations. So what does that really mean? Basically, before, Routine was really an individual tool, meaning you could manage your tasks, calendars, events, notes, and contacts. But now with the introduction of collaboration, it means that you can use Routine as a team. It could be for an NGO, a group of people, friends, or obviously a company. So the way it works is that you create a new organization, you give it a name. What could I even say? I don't know, Google. And from that point, you can manage your billing. You can invite people to join. Remember that once you've invited someone, they are not part of any workspace yet. So you have to add them to the workspaces you want them to join. Now, what is a workspace? A workspace is basically a logical unit of work. It can be used for splitting a company into departments, for instance, or it could be just to group people in the same organization based on their access permissions. So basically, you could say, okay, I'm going to create one which is the default one, which you can rename if you want to. But you could say, I'm going to have one which is specific to a project, or again, a department, or a group of people within the same organization. So it's just a subgrouping unit. So from that point, you've got your default organization. And what happens when you create an organization or another workspaces, because you can create more workspaces if you want, is that a default type, which is called page, is created. And then you've got the basic home, which is added to your menu so that you have an entry point to your organization and workspace. And from that point, basically, it's like Routine before with the custom types, where you can create anything of any type that you want. So it could be, okay, I want to use this default workspace to do some project management, for instance, where you would need to then create a project and a ticket maybe type. Then you can link them together through a relation, and then you can start creating a view of all of your tickets, stuff like that. And then you can start doing project management, basically. It's really as simple as this. It's using the same fundamentals as we're already using, which is custom types and views, basically. The main difference is that brings collaborative work, which means that multiple people can share the same space through a workspace within an organization. Remember as well that this all works with our really unique local first architecture, which means that you can work offline. It will work when you connect back to the internet. Everything will be republished and reconciled so that there is no conflict and everything works as expected. So this is really the power of Routine's approach. Another thing that we have introduced is, and it really relates to collaboration, is mentions. Basically, when you collaborate, you want to usually notify someone, take a look at this. And that is through a mechanism which we call notices in general, which can be used for notifying a user of something going wrong. Could be an integration that is broken, which we will use very soon, or it could be just, look, I've mentioned your name, you need to take a look at this. So to give you an example, this page needs to be validated or verified by, and then, sorry, you can use the keyword, symbol to mention someone. So if I do this, then what happens is that the counter above the inbox is now red. Why? Because now I've got a mention. So you can see myself basically mention you in home. And so I can archive, or I can just click to be brought back to the object where I am mentioned. We are going to extend this, as I've mentioned, with general notices about problems like in the system, but also whenever in a view you have a relation to a member and you can actually assign something to someone, and it will generate as well a mention. So this will come soon. And the final thing that we've implemented is that we have added checklists. So what is a checklist? It's basically, it looks like a checkbox which are tasks in routine, except here you don't have the planning thing and nothing appears in your inbox. So it's really just something like a bullet point, except that those can be ticked, and that's it. So very easy for simpler lists, like maybe a grocery list, or you have a bigger thing to do and you have like kind of sub-elements that you want to check before you consider it completed. You can use checklists for that instead of using regular tasks, which feels kind of overkill most of the time. That's it. A lot more is coming related to collaboration in the coming weeks, in particular everything around integrations. But that's the first step toward this kind of new experience, which is really team-based. Thanks.